for step 15, attaching the rear dampers, we're going to need to grab this piece off of parts tree C, and you can see that we're going to attach the rear shocks to the top of that piece, and then we're going to bring it down onto the gearbox and attach it from the back, and then attach that whole thing with these 4 screws. And again, we're going to use some of the step screws to attach the bottom part of the shock. So I have all of the pieces here. I have our part from parts tree C, so let's set this up and build it. So first off, let's start with over here. So we know that this is the way it's got to sit. We also know, and the way it looks like, they want the screws pointing backwards. So let's do that. So we're going to take one of our step screws and we're going to screw it into there. Make sure that it's going in right, which it's not. There we go. And we will just take it all the way to the end until we feel it stop. And there we go. So you can see that there's a bit of play just because it is that step screw, which is great because we know that it's at the end, but there's also some freedom there. So let's do the same thing with the other one. Grab that one, grab our step screw, put it through and in, and again just making sure that it's going to go in correctly. Yep, so we can screw this in now. There we go. So there is the first part done. We're all set. So now we can bring in our gearbox. So now, as you can see, the bottom one right here is going to attach to the bottom right there. So we just need to move this plate and get it in the right spot, and it kind of fits over it. So it seems like it's fitting correctly anyway. So we'll just grab one of the screws and we'll get it started. And again, like I've said before, I'm not screwing it all the way in until I have a firm fit with all of them first. So I can feel that that's okay. Grab another one. And grab the last one. Now, I'll screw this in a little farther now. So it's looking and feeling good. So now we'll just continue going around. Okay, so that now is fully on. It's nice and tight. So we're ready to install the shocks again. So we're going to run a step screw, and it's going to go to the outer edge of that suspension. So we're going to stick that through and run it to the outer edge. And hopefully screw that in. There we go. And there we go. So there we have one of the rear shocks in and installed. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. And just watch, because the suspension pieces, these arms, they were part of that softer plastic. So I don't want to go all the way in. So when I feel some resistance, I don't want to keep turning. Just make a last minute check on this side. Yep. So there we go. There we have our rear suspension. And it feels pretty good, actually. So that part is done. So now we're going to move on to step 16 and install the front dampers.